Good morning, everyone. Tony's going to start first today.
Good morning. I am Tony.
Fly me to Buenos Aires. You remember those commercials back in the day? Hi, I'm Susie. Fly me to Atlanta. You could try to promote the airline, but it's really promoting the other stuff. And it was so sexist back in those days, man. Cigarettes on TV. The Marlboro man, you're riding a horse and you're looking cool. You got your Marlboro long.
And you are?
Brian Bacchus, and most people will never want to be at this point because I'm
Definitely
the
not.
hardest working man in show business right now. I mean, between Tony and Jamal. Well, Jamal's on assignment today, so you won't be seeing him today. He might pop in. You never know. But this is what is our 71st episode. And next Tuesday will be the 75th episode, which will be the halfway mark through season 2. Ain't that crazy?
Already.
Wow. Yeah, and so we're looking at June to be our 100th episode. And then at that point, as we do stuff all the time on here, we keep improving ourselves. We keep, figuring out how the platform works and doing nice little focus features and things like that. And what I love about this platform is that, excuse me, you can be anywhere and look like you're in the same place. So kudos to whoever created the program. We love you. And this gives us the opportunity to reach all the thousands of people that we reach every month. And I don't lie about that. Yesterday was 32,000 for the last 28 days. So to me, that's impressive. That's almost like 1,000 on average a day. Now look at it. And, just happy to be a part of it. We're a team now. It's not all about me and what I did and, the vision. The vision is now, you all know that. You don't know it, go back to the day one. January 7th, you can go back. In fact, the whole thing is on YouTube. It's almost like a documentary. We're the podcast documentaries.
Good morning, Erica.
So we're glad you all are here. Please share. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Good morning. We appreciate you. We're going to jump into making the announcements now since Jamal is on assignment. So Tony's going to take the first part. I'm going to take the second part, and then Tony will take the last part. Or maybe we'll split it.
We're just going to do this all. About the disaster recovery centers. As of April 14th, as we announced then, and we continue to announce, their new hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Obviously, the one at the UCLA Research Park West is 10850 West Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles. And then ours, the Altadena Disaster Recovery Center, is still at 540 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. So just make note of those hours if you still need to go over there for anything. The One Stop Permit Center is still at 464 West Woodbury Road. It's in Suite 10 in Altadena. The walk-in hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The rebuild consultation appointments are available Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. And then Edison has their Southern California Edison planner appointments available. And they are Monday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that was effective April 21st, which was just yesterday? Yeah. And then on our next slide is still about the LA County Park and Recreation, specifically Loma Alta Park. It's saying calling LA County final 2 volunteer Saturdays, but I can tell you this. I got an email again from Rick They're not taking walk-in people. You are supposed to already be signed up, and you can't sign up anymore. So anyone who has signed up, or anyone that wants to come and at least look and see what's going on, 9 a.m. This week, it's not 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's just 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. because I just got that email this morning. So 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., you have to be 14 or older, and you can go and volunteer if you've already signed up. You have to scan the QR code when you're there, put your name in again. They give you the wristband, and then you go to whatever you signed up for, whether it's painting or landscaping or whatever else. This is the last Saturday for this event prior to the park reopening on May 17th. So definitely, if you're signed up, go out this weekend. It's not 9 to 2, it's 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. and that's it. And then the World Central Kitchen, we know we keep having their schedule available. And at first it was a little all over the place, but it's been really, really consistent as to where they are for the last month or 6 weeks. So they are still serving free hot meals at their key hub locations. Those locations are the Pasadena Sierra Madre YMCA, Monday through Sunday, so literally 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 611 East Sierra Madre Boulevard in Sierra Madre. And then Gordy's Garage parking lot, which is on the corner of Woodbury and that's not Lincoln. What is that coming off the freeway? Not Arroyo. What is that street over there, Brian? Windsor. When you get off the 210, and you can either go south towards Rose Bowl or north up to JPL. It's Windsor, but it's on the corner at 8:40.
You couldn't hear me. So
I know, because you were off stage, and I was like, but 843 West Woodbury Road, Monday through Sunday again, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. for Gordy's Garage. And then Iglesia del Nazareno, Monday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 3541 Brandon Street in Pasadena. And then our final slide for this first segment is the Dina Relief Drive. The main hub is still Pasadena Church at 425 Sierra Madre Villa Avenue in Pasadena. And that's every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they still need volunteers. So if you see the QR code and you'd like to volunteer, scan that. You can go over and help. And they are still, as part of the Dina Relief Drive, giving out necessities to people, clothes, toiletries, and all of that. So that's it for our slides. We're going to be back on stage. And don't I sound like a voiceover person? I should have been a voiceover person. Hi. I tell you, the older I get, my voice gets more and more raspy, and it's this normal thing now. So
you remember those 976 numbers back in the day?
Oh my God, I could have been a sex phone operator, huh, with my voice.
No, well, the ones I always remember was, call me now, Cleo. Call me now. Your husband is cheating on you. Call me now. I'll let you know.
But yeah, so those are our first 5 announcements. And then, like you have the radio voice, I have the more sultry, but I could be a voiceover.
Yeah, you're like more like Kevin Nash's protege at night.
At night.
Antoinette Reigns going to come over and take over.
Right. So those are the first 5 announcements of the day.
Like when everybody thought Theo was black.
Because the lady they used on there was.
Theo was Asian.
Oh no, Theo on the radio. Oh yeah, he's Filipino.
Right.
And for sure you thought he was.
But I thought he was the black dude until I actually met him. I was like,
till I met him, exactly.
Voice, man.
I was like, Theo, I thought you was a brother. He was like, nah.
Hey, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. Good morning.
It's going down.
All right, so we got some. Of course, we'll do our Way Back Wednesday stuff on the Rascals.
We got a lot more important stuff to talk about, though. It always happens like that.
So start the show with that.
Well, let's start the show with I just
the call you made last night, huh?
Instagram. Let's see if I can present. Share the screen. So this is going to be good news for everybody, and we don't know exactly where.
Potentially good news.
Potential, yeah. Right. So you guys can, because is that?
I don't know what they do.
So the I gotta say her name right.
Sasha Renee.
Senator Sasha Renee Perez. I was looking for it. I was looking in the wrong spot. Is creating what's already done. It's just it's called the Generational Home Ownership Protection Act. And it says, will come before the Senate Appropriations Committee on Monday. It's already received bipartisan support. After the Eden fire devastated the community of Altadena, we realized that many homes have been passed down within families without proper title transfers. This bill will help resolve long-term home title transfers and property tax issues and protect families' generational wealth and their ability to qualify for disaster assistance. So this is it's called the Generational Home Ownership Protection Act. That's a lot to say. So I'm going to go through these slides, and it's showing, the same thing I just read, but just paraphrasing it. Basically transferring the records, So, a lot of the Altadena houses were built in 1920s, 1930s, and they were probably owned by your great-grandmother or great-grandfather, passed down to your mom. Your mom's mom, then passed down to your mom and passed down to you. So it's like 4 or 5 generations that are mostly involved in Altadena. This bill will help those people who, like, say, before Proposition 13 and never got a trust or never got a will or just kept the house in their parents' name because it was easier, and nobody was ever going to come after them for anything. Didn't have insurance because, of course, a lot of people weren't educated about the insurance situation back then. It really wasn't really something you push for until you actually really started seeing majority of the stuff when the internet came. Now you're seeing all these advertisements for insurance and stuff. And so that's been the last 30 years, since 95 or whatever. It's 30 years. So you got now people that don't have these things. So this bill this act will help a lot of people. I just want to read the fine print because all bills aren't good bills. And I'm not knocking this. I think it's a good thing. But there's always something that gets slid in. So, like, say if this is a Democratic bill, then it will show the Republicans will want to add these 5 lines to go in there, or vice versa. I don't care who it is. I'm not a political guy. I just read a lot. But, just to let you know that this is something that we do need to look at. We do need to really, get down and dirty. What I love about AI is that we got software that'll just break it down and summarize it for you, so you ain't got to read through the there, thou, though, thee, there, those. I ain't doing all that. But and I know a lot of people who will watch this show aren't going to want to deal with all that either, because that's just something that. Oh, and by the way, actually send that in the private chat, and I'll put it in Facebook because they can't click on them right there.
Oh, they can't click on that one.
Yeah,
okay.
They can only see
the
it.
actual link to it.
That's the messed up part. Oh,
okay,
go ahead. Man came on. I really hope that bill is passed. Yes, please. There's a lot of people that are out there that really need the help, the assistance, and whatever can happen for them to do it. So I'm pasting that into the actual Facebook, and I'll actually do it over in Instagram as well.
Okay, cool.
And so I did it there, and I'll do it on the one that we're doing. So you guys know that we are going live on both Instagram, my personal one, and AltadenaTalks Instagram, which after the 100th episode, we're going to really focus on just AltadenaTalks and our personal profiles on Facebook, because that's where it starts. It starts with our communities that we are friends with, and then branches out. So the more people that post, the better, because it helps out your fellow people that everybody in Altadena knows someone that was affected by this. And if you can just mention to them that they can go back and look at previous episodes, that would actually help them. And they're all categorized. They all have titles, and they're all in chronological order. If you go to the YouTube channel, they go from the most recent all the way back in chronological order, starting with episode 71 today, season 2. So feel free. We are here for you.
And you, and you, and you, and you.
And you're gonna watch this. I come from a very musical family. Everybody in my family can do something great, like sing or play instruments or sing better than me. So I was the oldest, so I was the one that was the guinea pig for every instrument. I played the violin, the clarinet, the flute, and every instrument that I learned how to play, my dad made me make a song with him with that instrument. I'm like, how are we going to make a song with the violin, Dad? You on the piano? I don't know. But it happened. He worked it. And he would take the violin from me and he'd be like, okay, what you want to do is you want to move your finger like this to get that sound. Because it's not going to just come from the bow. He would just tell me all this stuff, right? I love that man to death. That man has given me a wide range of thinkability.
I play violin and flute. I still have my flute.
There you I had my clarinet, but burned it.
My brother, they probably died in the fires because my parents still have my brother's clarinets. He played that. And I tried, but that reed and spitting your tongue and the spit, and you gotta
but the flute was really worse because if you didn't hold it just right, it sounded like
flute is easy.
And you had to clean it out with the little rag with the stick. It was
absolutely. I take my flute any day with a clarinet.
You had to do it every time, or else you would have spit flying out the end. And when you play flute, you're sitting next to someone that's playing flute because it's like first cheer, second cheer.
Absolutely.
So you're blowing the spit in somebody's face, and they go, "Hey, man!"
But see, when you blow with the flute, you blow like this,
right?
And you blow out, but it blows down,
right? But you got to purse your lip. This top lip has to come right.
That's right. And with clarinet, you're doing like this.
You know how my dad told me to practice? He said, take this cup and blow in it like you're blowing and get cool, but just put your lip over and go. And that's how you learn how to do it.
That's right.
I'm like, how do you even figure out this stuff, man? I'm like,
yeah, flute was super easy. Violin was easy. Played that in like fourth and sixth grade.
Clarinet was horrible, and then he wanted me to play sax.
I
said, dude, I can't even I don't even have that kind of breath.
Because let me tell you, with the clarinet, you got to keep that reed wet. So you walk around with it in your mouth or whatever. And then sometimes that reed would split and cut your tongue. And then you do like this with your lips. And you got to go. I saw that.
So me and Kelvin and Vernon and a few other people grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So that if you ever notice how these cliques got formed, like the preppy boys and all that, because we really wasn't supposed to be talking to none of y'all. We were supposed to be hanging out with each other at the school, but it was pretty hard to do when girls are fine to the mug, and none of them at the Kingdom Hall congregation I went to was pretty. I'm just saying, if you was fine, I wasn't at your congregation.
Before y'all even got to Muir.
Huh?
Because we had penny loafers and we were prepped out before y'all even came.
Oh, no. Yeah, but we was already in junior high doing it, though. So,
yeah,
so we was right there with y'all. Y'all just didn't see us yet.
Exactly. At all.
Kelvin.
Didn't see you when you got there either. No.
Kelvin, I used to be the worst Jehovah's Witness kid. People because we don't take the pastor plate around. You have a contribution box and you put money in it when you go out. So sometimes money be sticking out. The liquor store is right up the street, and I see that $10 bill, and I pretend like I'm putting some in. I just pull one out.
The devil. He was the devil in your
home. Oh God, I was like terrible. I was terrible. So Corey said, I played violin, and my mama sent me way in the backyard.
Oh no, we all played our stuff in the house. The only thing none of us did was drums. Thank God.
My father, I played every instrument he wanted, right? When I got to Muir, I didn't want to play any instruments, but he made me join the band in 9th grade. And I was like, whatever. So he said, what you gonna play? I said, I want to play drums. He said, why drums? I said, because I wanted to join the John Muir drum section, because as a Jehovah's Witness, you could not go to football games or nothing like that. And I would be damned if I wasn't going to some football games. Forget
y'all
that.
couldn't do nothing.
Nothing. You couldn't do nothing. And so,
thank God I was not a
boy, I'm telling you. So,
leave all the way in Jesus.
I got in, I learned all the cadences. I joined the drum corps in the 10th grade. I went from between 9th and 10th grade summer. I was out there practicing. Of course, Antoine Smith kicked me out because I laughed at one of the tenors' jokes. I was so he kicked me out the group, right? So then I went to William Lee and I said, William, I want you to teach me every cadence. I'm a challenge. I was like drum lines. I'm going to challenge everybody on the line. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to do that because when I came back, he made me play bass. First of all, I weighed about a 130. The bass weigh about 50 pounds. Or 60, I don't even know. And so I'm reared back like this, but I'm killing
right.
But I'm mad now. So I'm banging it with anger. And so I finally said to Antoine, I said, man, look, I know all the cadences. Call out one and I'll just keep playing. So he called out about 15 in a row and I transition easy. He said, all right, man.
Use the original drum line, huh?
But then
the movie was made about you.
Then my parents moved to Doherty. Right before school started. I was hot because I had
Why
to go
would
to
they do that?
See, that's the thing. Based on my high school, junior high, the way I grew up, when my kids came along, I wanted them to enjoy their life in school. These are the lifelong friends you're going to make. These are going to be the people that mold you, that you learn from, that you teach. These are going to be the people that you trust. You're going to love these people for a long time. So when we moved to San Diego, they were born down there. So they grew up down there. They're still down there. But the whole thing was, I wanted you to have friends that you still have. Well, I had to move to Doherty. So I had to go to Doherty High. The band teacher found out that I came from Muir, and he says, "Oh, so what did you play at Muir?" I said, "Drums." "Oh, you was in the drum corps?" "Yeah." "Oh, well, we got an opening right here in our drum corps."
On the spot.
Now, here's the thing. I think it was either every day or every Friday before the football games or the prep rally, we marched through the school fast.
At Doherty?
Yes, I hated it, but they had silver drums.
You said I hated it.
I hated it. So the day of the turkey tussle, I was going to go play, but I went to Doherty High. So I hid in the band room until everything closed down. School was closed at 5 o'clock, 5:30. I waited till nobody was there. I put a silver drum in a drum case. I carried that mug all the way up to the bus stop, got on the bus, went all the way to Muir. They was all set up, ready to march from the school down to the thing. And Antoine said, you ain't, how you gonna come here and play? You don't go to the school. I said, that's cool. I said, well, if I can't play, then I guess you can't play with this. And I pulled out the silver drum because all the Muir's drums is gold.
Right.
And Antoine's looking like,
Antoine Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
He was like, All right, take my drum and fall in. I said, I knew he was going to do that because his drum is already tuned. So he got to tune this drum because I don't know how to tune drums. So I went on ahead. No, well, actually, Corey, yes, I did steal the drum. But guess what? I brought it back that Monday and told the teacher what I did. And I didn't even get in trouble because he knew that I was dying to play. I had just made the drum corps. I'd be damned if I wasn't about to be seen playing. Fuck that. Excuse me. Forget that.
What are we talking about before the show? Watch that mouth. We talking about that.
It's just one slip. It's just one slip. Sorry.
Don't be sliding stuff in, bruh.
Corey, I know. I was there with you at Monrovia for a minute, I think, because I was in 11th grade. My mom moved to Monrovia out there. So I actually got saved by Jamal's mom the second semester because we found out she lived right up the street from us. And so when she came over to talk to my mom, she said, well, I get on the freeway right here at the 605 and Huntington Drive. I live right there on the corner in the Huntington Gardens apartments. So I just would walk outside, go across the street to where the gas station was. She'd pull in, I get in, she'd pull off, get on the freeway. I was in heaven. Got back to playing the drum section. And the first day I was there, they had me strap up. We playing, marching up through the campus towards the canteen. And Daryl Law walks through the line, and he walks through at the weakest point, which was me. And so I couldn't let it happen. So I socked him in the mouth, and then everybody else jumped in.
You were a thug and a
No,
thief.
no, here's the thing. If I didn't do anything, I would have got the beat down by the whole court. So no, this is not going to be me. So they called me Michael at that point.
And what else?
But you got to remember, we had Wesley Warren, we had Mark Moore, we had all the dudes that were straight gangsters. So I wasn't worried. But then he saw me at the DMV about 3 weeks later. I was like, ugh. Oh, by myself.
So we're going to circle back to the bill. SB.
I know. How did they get off of that?
Because you started talking. SB 293.
Wow. I did. No,
about we just if we get off topic, it's so easy for us to just fall into, and that's part of Way Back Wednesday anyway. So it was all good. Right. But we're gonna circle back to the bill because we really want to just address it.
You want to put it back over on the screen?
Huh?
You want to put it back over on the screen?
No, what I'm gonna do, hold on, let me do share screen.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, because I want. Can y'all see that? No. How did that get shared?
Oh, that is the one that
remove that one. I was trying to add this one.
Which one?
This up in between me and you. Hold on. Let me see. What'd you do? What'd I do?
Why? You want?
Hold on. Y'all, Jamal does a lot of
this. You can tell you're sorely missed. We don't do that. I'm not even pushing nothing. I'm waiting for you because, me and Jamal always fight like that anyway. We're trying to pop the comments up.
Okay, hold on. How can I do?
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Brian Bacchus. Oh, we're back. And Antoinette, you need to add yourself back to the stage. There you go. Oh, you want to do that one right there?
Yeah, that's the screen. I literally put that link in. So this is her introducing legislation to help fire victims recover by resolving long-term home title transfers and property tax issues. So this was dated February 10th of this year. It is in process, but can you all see that good enough?
Yeah, you need to enlarge that.
I need to enlarge my screen.
No, right. Just is this on the internet? Just hold down the control button and roll your wheel.
No, look, bruh. Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. So February 10th, and I'll just scroll down. It's not super long. Y'all can read along, but it just says Senator Perez has introduced legislation to allow residents impacted by the January wildfires in Los Angeles County to correct missing documentation of homeownership without penalty, which is great because you already didn't have a trust or transfer the deed from your great grandmama to your grandma to your mama to you. It's still in great grandma's name. And in order to do it, there's penalties and stuff, right? So if this bill does pass, SB 293, the Generational Homeownership Protection Act would create a pathway for impacted homeowners to bring their property transfer records up to date without penalty. This includes homes that were passed down from parent to child or grandparent to grandchild. SB 293 would also limit the immediate burden of tax increases connected to a property's value reassessment. Because if it's not in a trust and you just transfer from one to the next, because it's not held in the trust as the beneficiaries of it, then you do get reassessments every time and your property tax bill increases. So this bill would be fantastic because you won't have that burden, which would be great. And so she goes on to quote, say in quotes, we know Altadena suffered the worst of the devastation from the Eaton fire that destroyed nearly 10,000 structures. What we didn't realize until now is many homes, particularly in Altadena's historic Black community, were passed down within families, often without proper title transfers. The lack of proper title documentation could deny families their generational wealth and disqualify homeowners from assistance programs, further delaying their ability to recover and rebuild. This legislation is desperately needed to ensure communities like Altadena can maintain their identity and culture. In the Eaton fire, 9,413 structures, including homes and businesses, were destroyed. Another 1,074 similar structures were damaged, according to CAL FIRE data. We are still uncovering how widespread this problem is, and we are working closely with LA County Assessor Jeff Prang to explore additional remedies to protect homeowners who have already suffered through this disaster, said Senator Perez. Property records can be difficult to navigate, and ownership changes aren't always properly recorded, especially when a property is inherited but not officially reported to our office, Assessor Prang said. This can lead to unexpected tax liabilities, including back taxes for heirs who may not even realize there's an issue. And then when that happens, if you can't pay that tax liability, guess what? The property is sold for that tax liability to somebody that has that amount. It becomes theirs and it's no longer in your family. That's not in that, but I know that, so I just stuck that in. This legislation provides a solution to prevent these unintended financial burdens, said Jeff Prang, LA County Assessor. Senator Sasha Perez, if you don't know, is the chair of the Senate Education Committee and represents the 25th Senate District that includes San Gabriel Valley, but communities of Glendale, Pasadena, Alhambra, Altadena, Arcadia, Claremont, Glendora, La Cañada, Flint Ridge, La Crescenta, Montrose area, Monrovia, Monterey Park, Rosemead, San Gabriel, San Marino, Sierra Madre, South Pasadena, Temple City, Fontana, Rancho Cucamonga, Upland, and San Antonio Heights. So that is her district. And this is the bill, the legislation that is up right now that hopefully passes with bipartisan support. But it is Senate Bill 293, the Generational Homeowner Protection Act, Home Ownership Protection Act.
She covers the whole 210 and 134 freeway residents.
Basically, exactly. So that's what the bill is, you all, that we are talking about, and that we want to make sure people are aware of. And then
Tony went in the newscasting teacher mode. Yeah, you should have seen her earlier. She was in late Saturday night R&B, smooth R&B.
Hey, this voice, I don't have control over how it does. And the older I get, the more raspy it gets. So,
yeah, that music in the background.
So needed. There are a lot of folks that don't know the right things to do for title transfer. Is huge, right? And hopefully it passes. And then in the future, because we are going to have, who is it? Mark DeMoica, and some other folks come on, because we do want to talk about how you preserve your generational wealth. If you do not have a trust, get a trust even now and put your land in the trust so that when the structure is built back, it's there as well. Quiet Storm. You're right. I like that. I forgot about Quiet Storm.
That's what I was trying to say. Saturday night,
late night. Right. That is Quiet Storm. Huh? So if
kindness, joy, love, and happiness.
If you don't have a trust, please look into it. Mark DeMoica, hopefully we can get on here in the next couple of weeks, because he does that and he can help you all to get a trust started and established. So even though your structure may be gone, your land is not, and you can put that land in there if you have all the right documentation, your deed and everything into the trust now. Even if you have a mortgage, you could still put your home in a trust.
Oh yeah, definitely. You just transfer the title and that's it. Yeah,
exactly.
Go do some notarized documents, and
you said it again, slipped it in real quick, notary, but it's all good.
Well, I was going to say notarized, or that was a notary. I wasn't close at that
notarization
point. No, yeah. I know when I'm going to say it, and then sometimes it just whoop. So I think I've slipped out of 71 episodes probably 4 times.
That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's like
would let that one go. Be like Benny Hill when it first came over here from England.
He was slipping all the time. Freudian slips all the time.
No censorship. So,
None.
topless, everything. It was the wildest thing you ever seen at 10 years
Right.
old on Channel 13. Crazy.
So yeah, hopefully we can continue to educate people and get them to know. Brian, I think put that link in, even though what I put in you can't click on. But
yeah, I
it's
did
there.
put it up there so people can.
That's where it is. It is in progress. If you put it if you just Google it, right, the home ownership bill, Generational Home Ownership Protection Act, you can find that, and AI can break down some things for you because it's very simple. Or Senate Bill 293, SB 293. Also, AI can tell you what's what. And then, Brian, you said you had a call with someone last night because of the information that we are hearing about the Red Cross doing their second set of grants.
Okay, so my barber called me, Rashad. Shout out to Rashad, always calling me with the latest and greatest. He gives me a whole bunch of stuff that I don't never mention because I like to check stuff out. So when he told me that yesterday, he knew I was going to say, okay, did you do it? And how did it work? So I couldn't figure it out for some unknown reason. So we called on three-way and he pushed the button. So it's a prompt. I think it was 4 or 3. I had to figure out which one it was, but I was on there for 15 minutes. I did not sign up for the Red Cross the first time around. This is the second round where your household can get like $3,200, up to $3,200 of financial assistance. And then after I finished, after I finished doing the phone call, Jamal sent me the same exact thing in WhatsApp. And I don't remember if we put it in the slides or not, but no, did he send it to me on WhatsApp? He must have sent it to me on text. Yeah, I think he sent it to me on text. But it was the second round. I actually wanted to mention it, but I don't know where the link is. Oh, no, so it's probably on my phone. But
you should always take a look at your insurance and update that, whether it's in a trust or not. If you do any improvements, if you add a deck, if you add solar panels, whatever, always go to your insurance and do the updates, because if you don't, what you just added to your house won't be covered.
So actually, this was put in beautiful Altadena group. It said, more big news today. The Red Cross is getting ready to launch another round of grant funds. Those who previously received funds do not need to do anything. You'll receive an email or text message notifying you. Those who did not previously receive funds can call the Red Cross at 1-800-733-2767 to apply. Anyone with a verifiable address in the designated burn area is eligible. Families can receive up to $3,200 in this round. So I'll put that number up here right now so that you guys can call. I mean, because this is not, we don't believe in information hoarding. So
there's two programs though for Eaton Fire people to help them. One is called Bridge Assistance, and that program
that one, she mentioned that to me yesterday,
to households in the burn perimeter of the Eaton Fire who have ongoing recovery needs. And then the immediate assistance were those who had it like immediately. So the bridge is still, it's just that bridging a gap. And so you can also Google Red Cross grant funds for Altadena. There you go. He put the number there and you can find it, because if you go to redcross.org and look, that's also there. It's helping impacted residents with direct financial assistance of the Eaton, Palisades, Hearst, and Kenneth fires. And there are links there if you've been impacted that you can click on to apply. And there's the phone number that he just listed there.
I should have copied that so I can put it over there. But that's easy. People can see that. Yeah, I can see it down the thing too. So yeah, we aren't in the dark. We're starting to find out more things that are happening. I guess we can go with some more slides now. I guess let's try to do Jamal's thing. So Jamal, we're messing up your whole thing.
We shouldn't be on slide 25. We should be on The blank one, right?
No, you go past down. It should be the blank. No, yeah, it should be slide 7 or something. 6. Oh, you went way back.
What in the world? I think that's the wrong set of slides. Is it this one?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that one. There you go.
Okay.
Yep, you're on the right one.
All right. The senior luncheon, excuse me. This is neighborhood servants, so we don't want to be goofing around.
Right.
Serving seniors in our community with a space to unwind and fellowship. This started April 2nd. It's every Wednesday from noon to 3 p.m. at First AME Church on Raymond, 1700 North Raymond, which is just Raymond and what is that, Howard? No, Raymond and Penn. In Pasadena. They do lunch, games, fellowship, and much more. So that is every Wednesday. So please, seniors, or if you know a senior, please let them know that they can go. They can see their fellow Altadenian, maybe some Pasadenians also that lost stuff, and just have the senior time to unwind and have fellowship with one another.
And some lunch.
And lunch. And then again, through neighborhood servants, Pasadena Seniors Prom season is now here and we got you covered. It says, let's get the party started. You're invited to come get ready with us for the ultimate prom experience. Join us for some glam and glitz as we prep you for your big night. Sign up for exclusive hair and makeup appointments, and we'll make sure you look and feel your absolute best. Let's make prom 2025 unforgettable together. Follow the QR code to reserve your appointment now.
Now, before you leave this slide, I talked to her, the executive director from Neighborhood Servants at the town hall Wednesday.
Michelle?
And I said, huh?
Michelle White or somebody else?
Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, we're doing every prom, so it's going to be different nights. So,
cool.
You know, every school in the area is going to get set up through the hairstylist and makeup stuff. So
dope.
This is going to be a sight to see. I see
number 4 says pick a date and time that matches your school's prom. So if they go to the QR code, they can do that, or to www.neighborhoodservants.com, tap students, use this link, choose either book hairstylist or book makeup, pick the date on either one, and you're good to go. So this is so dope because Jazzy Jam with Jackie Snell had the tux, suits, and dress giveaway that ran for a whole month and ended a week ago Saturday. However, she will be Saturday at the Ashes for Anthems concert and resource fair with the dresses, the suits. There's a whole little area that's going to be set up. So anyone that missed the Jazzy Jam event can still come on Saturday. But then on the back of it now, and this is such a blessing for the seniors that are going to prom and those that are going with them that might be juniors or whatever, but to not have to worry about getting your dress, your tux, your hair done, your haircuts, your makeup for the young ladies, the purses, the shoes, the accessories, which were all at Jazzy Jam. That is such a burden reliever for the children, the students, and the parents, because for all those that lost everything and that were burned out, now, guess what? You still get to be fully glammed up as girls, fully pimped out as boys, whatever, right? And that may not even be the right thing to say.
Sorry, no, that is. No, because they're going to have that split. That's that split.
Right. But they're so dope that the groups are coming together doing it on the heels or whatever. So that's super dope. I'm so proud of all the Altadena and Pasadena people that have really thought this through and are meeting to make this stuff happen. So that's super, super dope.
And you know why? Because prom was important.
Oh, it is.
Red night was important because
Disneyland.
That's the last time you're going to see these folks until you get ready to come back for the 10-year and lie about what you didn't accomplish.
Well, you know what's so crazy? Like, they don't do Disneyland anymore. And
the pandemic.
It used to be, no, even before the pandemic, Disneyland was like, we tired of y'all. Disneyland was like, we're over y'all. But the thing about, because, I got kids that graduated in the last 10 years or whatever. But the thing about it is, even with that it's different. Everything is done now before graduation. Remember, we had grad night after graduation. So we
Right.
graduated.
Because you're
Then
not
we met
coming
at the
back to
school.
the school ever.
We met at the school, lined up on them charter buses that drove us to Disneyland. We were there from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., whatever.
Yeah.
On the way
All
back.
night party.
All night, right. So it's not that. I think they go to
At Denny's afterwards, and that was it. Denny's had seeing us coming too.
Exactly. So yeah, Neighborhood Savants is super, super dope. Get the party started. The next one is tips for hiring a debris removal contractor. Because as we know, if you didn't opt out or if you didn't opt in, you're in big trouble. No. If you opted out, right, because if you didn't opt in, you can't opt in anymore, which means you had to have opted out. If you didn't do either, you still have to get it cleaned up, because if you don't, like we talked about last week, the state can now say, or the county can now say, this house is a nuisance. This property is a nuisance. They didn't opt in. They didn't opt out, and they have not cleaned it themselves. That's when they can go on and clean it at full cost, because it's not going to your insurance, and they can put a lien and take your property. So please don't allow that to happen. If you didn't opt in, it's too late. If you didn't opt out, it's too late for either one, but you are still responsible to clean up your lot. So if you opted out or neither, then make sure you attend this, because there are specific things that have to be done in order to hire a debris removal contractor. So there are appropriate classifications for debris removal that the contractor has to abide by. You need to understand about hiring and working with those licensed contractors, and that they have their correct certifications and licenses, understanding the contracts that you will have to sign with them to remove that debris, and then preventing fraud and avoiding project delays when it comes to that. So tonight from 5 to 6 p.m. Oh, wait. Is today the 22nd? What are we on?
Yesterday.
That was yesterday. Oh, so that slide needs to be removed. But there is a link also with the contractors state license board. You can just go to the board or contact CSLB info at cslb.ca.gov, or scan that code. That might take you for the webinar, but you might also be able to contact them and get information if you weren't able to attend the webinar last night, because every day is blurred.
Yeah, I think it's still relevant, because it was just yesterday, and a lot of people. Here's the thing that I'm having a problem with is there's a lot of this information out there. We try to bring it as much as we can, but a lot of people still aren't getting fed the right info. Yeah. And it's a lot of times it's because they're way out in Santa Clarita or Ontario or Burbank or wherever, Arcadia.
Or they're not on social media.
That too. Or they're not looking at news online.
Right.
Because we set up Google alerts to send us information that's pertaining to Altadena only, mostly because we're not here for other places. We don't know anything about them. We don't have a sense of belonging. We share a commonality that, Malibu and Palisades and Hollywood burned down with us, but that's as far as it goes. We don't have any communication. In fact, I don't even know what's going on with Hollywood and Palisades and all that. And I'm sad to say.
But I'm going to say this. Do you care?
I do care about that they suffered along with us. It's like, but it's more of it's a deeper caring now, because, like when Hurricane Katrina hit, I can't fathom that. And it wasn't on my mind, but those people suffered for months, and they actually showed it for months. The flooding was up there for at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
And I say that not to say you don't care like that, because we all care. Like, I got an alert this morning, CNN or something on my phone, that now 5,000 people have been evacuated, or 8,000 have been evacuated in New Jersey because of wildfires, right? And I'm like,
there's a lot of wildfires. When you call the Red Cross number, that number I just gave, that's what was the confusion. If you were bothered by the Alabama-Memphis fires, press this one. If you were done with the Dallas fires, press this one. And there's so many fires going on right now.
They're all over.
The whole United States is on fire at different times. Right. So now you got to understand why FEMA's probably pulled out, because they need it everywhere.
Totally.
And it's always the first few months of disaster, but we need them to be stationed permanently at all of these places that have disasters because people are going to be at a
that's
loss.
not going to happen because the administration is canceling FEMA and money and all that. So we're going to move on to the next slide because we'll go down a rabbit hole. It is the NAACP Pasadena Good Trouble Alliance, which is hosting the Generational Wealth Through Home Ownership. That is tonight. The other one was for last night, but I almost can guarantee the CSLB probably has a recording of last night. But this one is having speakers from Green Line Housing Foundation, which was founded by Jasmine Schuper, the 40 NHS Neighborhood, and Operation Hope. It is tonight from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Obviously, you can't click there to register, but you can scan that QR code. And I see that the AKAs, Vital Voices, Pasadena, Altadena, Ivy Foundation, the links, it looks like those are the, what is that? The Kappas down there. Doesn't look like Delta's, Kappas, and then Pasadena NAACP Centennial. And so there are sponsors, but this is happening tonight. Seems like it's
Leave that up. I'm gonna go to the TV and see if you can actually scan that QR code. I couldn't do it from the computer. Hold on a second.
Okay. That they are, let me see if I could do it with mine. Scan. No, I couldn't either. Okay. So that's that QR code isn't scanning from on this flyer. Yeah, because if you just point your camera, it should scan, but it didn't. So and the land has value. Obviously, that's what we know. That's why people want it. But during this Generational Wealth Through Homeownership webinar tonight, you will learn how to become a homeowner if you're already not. And topics will include getting your financial house in order, hopefully helping people get trust and all of that, and making sure your finances are right. How to get your credit straight. That's important if you want to be a homeowner. Funding resources, down payment support, loan info to build your home, and you will gain access to resources to help you design your home. And then on to our next slide, we have what's called Altadena Revealed. Let's celebrate our community's architecture, diversity, heritage, and more. This is the reflections of people and place. It's a monthly lecture series and social hour. The doors open at 7 p.m. and it's for an hour from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. for the lecture. It's presented by the Foothill Catalog Foundation, Altadena Heritage, Pasadena Heritage, Altadena Libraries, and F&B. LA Fire Justice are hosting it. There's no cost for the admission. It is free, but they are asking you also to think about the option of donating $10. And the Bungalow Haven Landmark District, and then Altadena Historical Society. This also has a QR code, I guess.
So that one was not scannable for the NAACP, but what I did was I went to get the link from the QR code. I just posted that not only on the comments right there that you can see it, but also posted it in the Facebook comments so that people could directly click on it.
And this one's not either, so you may have to do the same thing for this Altadena Review.
Let me see what that was.
But it is Friday, April 25th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the main library for Altadena, Altadena Main Library, 600 East Mariposa, which is Mariposa and Santa Rosa at the top of Christmas Tree Lane.
All right, hold on.
And then...
You did that, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, go back to that one real quick. Okay, let's see. That's under. Okay, Altadena revealed by the Foothill catalog. Okay, I'll find that link too.
Okay. So the next one is the virtual workshop, which is how to engage with the design professional. It is this Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. via Zoom. You can register at that QR code. If not, the link is below, lacounty.pw/design-pro-workshop. And if you're looking for guidance on rebuilding, you can join that to learn how to solicit, select, and work with a design professional who can support your goals. They will guide you through the rebuilding process with industry professionals and agency officials available to answer your questions. The speaker, Jessica Orlando, is a licensed California architect and vice president of the American Institute of Architects, Pasadena and Foothill. They will have reasonable ADA and Title VI accommodations if you need them, interpreter services, and for other materials for other languages. And you can contact the Public Works at, what is that down there? 626. This thing keeps popping up on the bottom of my screen, so I can't see it.
Don't move your mouse.
Okay, well, I had to move my mouse to go to the next one. So let
626-940-7998.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay. And then this one.
Before you go to that one, I just put the link up for the Foothill Catalogs event. This is it right here. So I'm also going to put this in the comments as well so that people can actually click on it to register to go to it.
All right. And the Instrumental Giving, powered by Altadena musicians, is having their app launch party Saturday from 12 to 4. There is a physical location, a Noise Within Theater at 3352 East Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena. You can scan this QR code if it works, or go to altadenamusicians.org for more information. If you happen to go to the launch party from 12 to 4, you can join and enjoy live music, which is the Jazz Quartet and Altadena Choir. Those affected by the fires get verified to connect directly with donors in the app. Shireen's Best Bubbles will be there with a bubble party. There will be family fun and food, tacos, gifts, and activities. There will be album and sheet music shopping available. And those affected by the fires shop for free. Lunchbox, Epithet, Epic, and Free Range Records is who apparently will be sponsoring that. And so thank you to those sponsors.
And that QR code does work.
Cool beans. So if y'all want it, I'm going to click away, scan on it. That's to download the Instrumental Giving app. And then Fair Oaks Burgers.
Yeah, I like a burger.
Fair Oaks
Can you get the flies? And a
is having their second free mattress giveaway. They did this either last weekend or the previous weekend.
2 weeks ago.
But they are giving another set of 650 single-size mattresses away for free. It is first come, first serve. These are the trifold mattresses. As you see, they're laid out like on the floor. They fold up. But whether you are staying with someone right now or may have a guest, some people are living in their cars still. You can use them for camping, all kinds of stuff. But the fact that you have an additional available mattress right now is really good. But it is April 26th, which is Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you need to contact Kim to sign up, Sophia Kim is at area code 818. I will slow down and say this slowly. 818-271-4645 is her phone number. Sophia Kim 1014 at gmail.com. SOPHIA KIM 1014 at gmail.com is the email to sign up. It is at Fair Oaks Burgers, 2560 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Altadena. The Seoul National University Alumni Association of Southern California, Seoul as in South Korea, are the ones that are helping sponsor this along with Fair Oaks Burgers. So thank you to them. And I'm pretty sure, just like before, if you go to Fair Oaks Burgers, you have to show that you are Altadena resident in order to participate in the giveaways that they've been doing. So for certain, they are one of the organizations that has been verifying it, which is wonderful because we know that we've had a lot of people from outside of Altadena come to the giveaways and get things that technically they should not be doing that.
And don't forget that even though Pharaoh's Burger is doing all this donation station stuff and everything, they do catering. So if you want to hire them to do something, you're still looking for an Altadena business to do something for the event you have.
Yeah,
they're definitely ones to call. So please don't hesitate to call them because they're giving back more than what anybody's doing right now. Yep. Well, not more than anybody, but there's only like 4 or 5 people that we see: Neighborhood Service, My Tribe Rise, Altadena Rising, and Pharaoh's Burger.
Yep.
Yeah. So we see these around here at Jazzy J. You know, everybody's doing their part. So focus on when you see these people doing stuff, patronize their businesses, patronize their services.
And this is another event on Saturday that is happening in the community. It is the LISC LA times City Boys Give Backs presents the Dina Give Back. It's an event dedicated to support those impacted by the Eaton fire. It is Saturday as well from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. It is going to have music provided by DJ Jukebox.
D-Day? Is that D-Day, brother? D-Day?
Food is being provided by the Habit Burger. They got good frings and burgers and chicken sandwiches and all that. Frings are half fries, half rings. I always, wherever I go, whether it's Habit or something, if they have both, I order half and half, and they're called frings, in case you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Really? Oh yeah. I go there. I go a bunch of places and I'll be like, can I have an order of frings? And they go, okay. And they say, half fries, half rings. Anyway, raffling off 2 new iPads. They will distribute the following. So people, if you need any of this, go. New shoes, new athletic wear, Stanley cups, food, water, cases, and gift cards. And the food is guaranteed by the Habit for the first 300 people. So not necessarily your family. You might have a family of 6, but they're going to count that in the 300. There's parking available in the neighborhood surrounding the church. It is at Holy Assembly Church of God in Christ, which is at 55 East Villa Street in Pasadena. That's on the corner of Villa and Raymond. And volunteers who want to be able to help, they are encouraged to sign up at www.cityboysgivebacks.org. Sponsors for this are City Boys, LISC LA, Dick's Sporting Goods, Goodwill of Southern California, Canes, Something Sock, Knock Knock Give a Sock. Oh, okay. V-Track. The things are really little, you all. Papa
I know. I'm squinting on them myself.
Right. And I'm squinting with my glasses on, y'all. So you know, American Home Life Insurance Company and the Enlightenment Agency. So
you saw that better than me. I couldn't tell what that last one was.
Knock Knock Give a Sock. I can't read the stuff below because maybe
knock, give a sock.
But I'm gonna look them up. Knock Knock Give a Sock. That's pretty dope. I would assume it's like
Well, you see how their logo is for LISC. If you look at the bottom, it looks like it says USC.
Yeah. It's LISC, LISC, yeah.
Right.
But Knock Knock Give a Sock. I'm gonna look them up, but I would venture to say you buy a sock, you give a sock, right? A pair of socks.
I think
So like
Bumble or
yeah. And then another event, I think this is the 5th in a row. I'm gonna go back real quick because I want to just count these slides.
No, this last ones are
Okay,
all,
so
I think it's 8 of them or 7.
Yeah, this one is a virtual workshop, the launch party, the mattress giveaway, the Dina
That's the
Give Back.
4th one. That's
This
the
is
5th
5.
one.
This is
And it should be 2 more.
The Brothers
same day.
of Alpha Kappa Alpha Fraternity, Alpha Phi Apple. Ooh, I'm sorry, I said Kappa because that just automatically sticks in my head. So let me I'm going to take it all back. I'm going to say it again. The Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Eta Phi Lambda Chapter, present the Dina First, PHI like Alpha Phi Alpha, First Aid Day at the Jackie Robinson Park Rec Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. It is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in collaboration with the Pasadena Altadena Ivy Foundation, just like the previous slide, the AKAs. So my daughter's probably going to be at both of these because she's a Altadena AKA. She's part of that chapter.
Yeah,
The United Negro
NAACP.
College Fund, the NAACP of Pasadena, Hampton, that's Tyron Hampton, the councilman. And I don't know what infantry is. I think of infantry as the Army, but I don't know what that is. In partnership with both of the council members, Justin Jones and Tyron Hampton. And there will be free resources, real relief. I don't know what real relief versus fake relief is, but no, real relief, community love, from food and school supplies to wellness checks and disaster recovery workshops. This is for you. So that is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday. So that's number 5. Number 6 on Saturday from 10 to 4. Wait a minute. How are they doing 10 to 4 at Holy Assembly? And this is at Holy Assembly from 12 to 4.
That's probably outside.
Baby, Holy Assembly going to be really, 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 really busy on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is for the women of Altadena specifically who have been impacted by the Eaton Canyon fires, the Rise and Heal Wellness Day. So there will be workshops. See if you can scan that QR. It looks kind of garbled, so I don't know. But it is the Rise and Heal Wellness Day. Workshops include wellness check-ins.
Yeah, that one works.
Grief healing, writing therapy, art therapy, yoga, and much more. It is also at Holy Assembly Church, 55 East Villa Street in Pasadena, this Saturday from 10 to 4. So that's event number 6. And event number 7 is the Ashes to Anthems Holdena Benefit Concert. Oh, I have a new, let me read it off because I have a new,
Dun, dun, dun.
I'll have to put it in our WhatsApp so we could change this slide. But it is the Holdena Benefit Concert and Resource Fair. It's the same thing, but they added more folks. So it now says.
Did you send it to WhatsApp already?
No, unless I did yesterday, but I'll send it in a second. You want me to send it now? You gonna pop it up or no?
Yeah, I could.
Okay,
That
I'll
way
send it
you
now right after I read it. Or as I'm reading it. I'm gonna send it now. Okay, there. So I sent it, and it just has, they've changed it because more people. So it just says Lecrae, Erica Campbell, Travis Green, these are featured artists, Andra Day, D-Smoke, Goapale, Los Jornaleros del Norte. Y'all, I didn't take Spanish. I took French. Even though I'm from SoCal, I was like, I don't need to take Spanish. So I still at times struggle with my pronunciation. But I think it's Los Jornaleros del Norte. I know if you roll that R, you're all right. Sunwoa, Asia Marie, and Victory Bible Church Choir. Sounds provided by Tindaji Lathan. And then the resource fair featuring Philanthropy Roundtable and Community Village with the Builders Expo, the Financial Hub, the Kids Zone, the Health and Wellness Services, and more. Again, April 26th this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Memorial Park. So after y'all have gone to all the other events and gotten resources and clothing and food and mattresses and wellness, then come on down.
Fellowship with your friends. And
come on down
all that other stuff.
to Memorial Park for Ashes to Anthems. Wait a minute, what are you doing?
Oh, you want me to show you the? Didn't you want me to show
No, we were still on the slides. I wasn't finished.
I know, but I just wanted to pop this up there because that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I read it out. I wanted to go back and do the remainder of those slides because we weren't finished.
Do the remainder.
So is it this one? Oh yeah, that was it. Slide 19. Okay. We'll swap it out later for just telling all the extra people. And then this one, which is not Saturday, but it's Sunday. So after you finish with everything, baby, de-smoke, right? After you finish with everything on Saturday, because y'all are going to be busy from, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday?
To 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 12-hour days.
Right. Hype Realty is having Eat, Ask, Listen, Learn, Rising from the Ashes, Finding Solutions Together. Enter to win $500 $500. Speakers and topics being covered are Ryan Barrett, Pasadena Foothills Realty Association, what Altadena and Pasadena real estate looks like after the Eaton fire. Marcus Johnson, Senior VP, City National Bank, Understanding Financial Institutions and How They Can Help. Joel Bryant, President, Bronzeville Inc., Looking to Rebuild. What does that entail? Deidre Caldron, Director of Business Development, Churchill and Associates. Do you know what's in your policy? And then there's a community liaison from the fire department. I don't know which fire department, Pasadena or LA County, not sure. And then it is Sunday, April 27th from 2 to 4 at Hythe Realty, Industrious, Pasadena at 21 Miller Avenue, Suite 210 in Pasadena. You can RSVP by today, hopefully end of day, either by calling 800-274-7989 or email Tiffany, Tiffany, at Hythe Realty, HYTHEREALTY.com. And it's presented by Hythe. And it looks like
that Miller Street is right there between
Miller Alley.
Yeah, I never knew where it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there off of a Union, I believe, and DeLacy. Over there.
So off of the
we got a lot. Now, the only thing that I would hope to request, if anybody's watching, is if you got video footage, we're not going to be at but one event on Saturday. Yeah. So if you could reach out to us and possibly have WhatsApp and send us some snippets of the events you're at so that we can share all this on Monday, because Monday's show is going to be about 2 hours.
And we're not, and look, right, and I have a meeting Monday morning at 10, so we're probably going to come on more like 10:30.
Well, we'll come on, but she'll jump on, and we won't even talk about her stuff yet. Unless we got snippets already, because I'm going to have so much video from pulling from that YouTube. That's going to be a 10-hour YouTube.
Maybe. So it's
then that will be the longest ever running podcast in one day for Altadena. We're setting precedents here.
So look. Since we went through all this stuff, we did give some good information about the Red Cross and Senator Sasha's bill, SB 293. Just the announcements alone and everything we're going to be doing is so fabulous this weekend. Altadena should not at all feel like anyone has forgotten about them, because it's quite obvious with everything that's going on that no one has forgotten. The media may not still be covering stuff, and that's all right.
But we are the media.
Well, and I think media will be there. News will be at the Anthems, Ashes to Anthems, if I'm not mistaken. Besides AltadenaTalks, we'll have a booth with our podcast, but I think that there will be coverage there that people will see on whatever channels, whether it's Fox or Channel 5 or 9 or whatever. I'm not sure who they got, but I'm pretty sure. And I know it's also going to be live streamed. So VBC, Victory Bible Church, has a live stream.
VBC?
Every Sunday, we live stream our church services, but it's vbcpasadena.org. And if you go on YouTube and look for VBC Pasadena, you can see anything that we do, our services, our baptism, whatever we do. And I believe we are also going to be streaming this event live on our YouTube, VBC Pasadena YouTube as well. So for sure, AltadenaTalks will have one, and I believe VBC will have one. And if there's other media or whatever there, we'll see on Saturday. But right. It's going to be a phenomenal day. It's going to be about 65 degrees. So for those of you that like the cooler weather, enjoy. For those of us that don't, we'll be having jackets and stuff on. E70 is cold. Because I'm going to be like, hold up, let me take everything, gloves and everything I need if it's going to be 65, because below 70, I'm like, this is not it. So where most women my age are stripping if it's 70 degrees and talking about they hot.
You got that one leg out, out of the bed under the cover.
Not me. I need all the stuff, right? Stogie Man wrap up for sure. So yeah, I mean, we've gone an hour and a half just talking about the Red Cross stuff, the announcements and the bill. And
right, we didn't even talk about anything way back today.
So we'll do throwback with the Rascals or whatever tomorrow. And looking forward to
my whole thing is I don't mind if it's got something to do with this. These were filler sections when we didn't have anything, but as of now, and for the next probably month or so, we got filled spots. So, and if everything goes the way we think it's going to go with the other collaboration, we won't be doing too much outside of giving you more resources and more resources. We're generally going to be focused on wellness and mental health over the next couple of months. And it's really starting with this big event right here. So you're going to see all these vendors out here. It actually really started with the Black History celebration at Jackie Robinson Park. That's where everybody got together, but it wasn't a lot of mental health or wellness stuff up there, but mostly just like things that you could do with your kids and stuff like that. But this one's supposed to have everything that we need to have in one place so that you can get the resource information that you need to get through this, just like all of us need.
Yep. And there's others out there that are doing everything they can, whether it's a podcast or not, to get it out as well. And they funnel things to us. So that we can have these announcements. A lot of people send stuff to Jamal directly via email, or he has alerts, or they text. People that know me send me things. People that know Brian send him things. The Little Rascals, we don't have time. We're over an hour in already, hour and 20 minutes in. So we will do Little Rascals probably tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, because I already have a whole little thing I was going to show the whole cast, and we're going to talk about each individual one. Let me tell you something.
I got on in the backstage this morning at 10 minutes to 10. I was doing this, y'all. Brian never saw me till 2 minutes to 10. But for at least 8 minutes, I'm like, hey, Brian. And I'm loud, right? I was like, Brian, hey, can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello. He was sitting there with the hat on. I was like, are you cold, Brian? Are you cold? So then I typed it in our chat, right? Are you cold, Brian?
Still didn't see it.
And he didn't hear me, didn't see me, nothing. And he was going, I was like, okay, you're really creepy right now, Brian. You're being really creepy,
So
Brian.
I had my laptop on mute, and when I'm not on the platform of doing the show, I'm on another screen, so I can't see what's going on over there. So I had pulled up the Little Rascals, and it was just so funny what I was seeing. I just started laughing to myself, and it just took me back to thinking about when we used to watch this stuff, right? So I was on, I'm gonna show you the page that I was on.
Weirdo-ish, though. It was weirdo. It was weirdo-ish.
But it was making me laugh because wait till I show you this. I gotta switch back over. Hold on. Where is it?
And literally, y'all, for 10 minutes, bruh didn't see me, didn't hear me, nothing.
Because I was laughing so hard at the way this looked. I mean, I was just rolling. It was funny. So this is what I was doing when you heard me. I was going, Spanky, Spanky. Look at how Stymie.
That's just how he was doing. But he wasn't saying the names.
No, it wasn't. I was just laughing. Look at Tommy. Oh my God. And then Darwood. Remember Darwood?
Yeah, it was crazy.
They don't even have Petey. And then you got Marianne, Dorothy. Where's Darla?
So that's what happened with Little Rascals today. So we'll probably do it tomorrow.
Right. So we'll show this another time. But yeah, that was funny. I was because I already knew once I started showing the little snippets, it was going to be a little bit. I was going to be busting up the whole time. So I'm glad.
And we wouldn't have made it through all the rest of the stuff.
No, never. No. And we usually want to do it first and then go into that. So we didn't today. We end up having some vital information that everybody knows. We always like to be able to give it to you first. Now, mind you, we're only giving it to you first on this podcast. The information we get is from like the 7 non-profits, Facebook groups that are for Altadena. You got the Altadena community, you got Altadena, California, you got a few others. And we just basically comb those sites to find out what has been posted the night before so that we can actually add that information after we check it out. So now everybody knows that, let's not be putting together no bogus events and stuff like that but y'all got to work on your QR codes because they're not coming through and we want them to work. So that's why, if I could show you the screen that's behind me, I don't know if I can. Let me turn off.
No, you just got to give us better QR codes. That's all.
Settings. Well, no, I'm just trying to tell you, the QR code's got to work because I'm going to turn off this virtual background, right? And then I'm going to turn around this camera so you can see. Do you see that big old TV that's way over there that I'm watching the show on? And I walked up to that TV to actually give you scan the thing, and it didn't even work right there. So if it doesn't work right there, it's not going to work.
Well, even if it just doesn't work on a laptop, when you open your phone and try to get a QR code, if it doesn't scan, regardless of it, it's just not going to work no matter what device it's on. So
right,
it didn't work.
Yeah, and that was that. So
yeah,
y'all know we please watch the show if we're announcing your stuff. And
look at that one, Brian.
Work. I know. You keep freezing. See, like I know you lying.
That's hilarious. I was like,
oh my God.
I'm sure I have too many windows open. Let me close some. That always happens when I have too many open.
I got a whole bunch of them open too, but I got 128 gigs of memory in this laptop. This bad boy is a workhorse. I can have like 18 million things on here.
I probably got like
how much memory am I using right now? 619. Who's calling me from 619?
I know a couple people called me. I was like, I'll call you when I'm done.
Yeah, I'm using 65 gigs of 128 right now.
One thing that we did not discuss and we said we thought was important for us to discuss, so I'm going to bring it up right now, is, let me close Gemini, let me close Anthem to Athens, was an article that I know I got, I think Jamal got, I think you got, but it is an article that is in the Star News, and it is talking about Southern California Edison begins removing.
Oh, yeah. I think I sent that link.
The idle power line that may have sparked the Eaton fire. So helicopters were taking pictures of and everything in video yesterday because they were flying workers to the top of the tower to begin deconnecting the power line, which is a prelude to removing the superstructure next week. So this is the one that this is the tower that was decommissioned 51, 55, whatever years ago and should have been gone. And it was more than 50 years ago and it's been idle, but this is the tower that sparked the blaze. So helicopters, the sheriff's helicopters were flying the Edison workers. And there's other pictures where the truck is close, but they're literally on top decommissioning this particular tower so they can break it down and remove it after it has burned our whole town down. However,
that should have been done 50 years ago.
50 years ago, that miraculously reignited and sparked this fire. So had the attorneys with Aaron Brockovich, LA Justice or whoever, and some others not mention this and put it in the news.
Look how rusted those coils are.
Yeah. If they had not, 50 years, of course, if they had not put this in the news, I don't know where we'd be right now, but it's known as Tower 208 is the one at the site where the fire
fall over. Look how rusted it is.
To have originated from that killed 18 people and more than 9,000 structures. So the tower was built, Tower 208 was built 102 years ago.
This thing looks like it's about to fall over to the right.
The Mesa Silmar line was taken out of commission after it was damaged in the San Fernando earthquake in 1971, y'all. I was 6 years old.
Right.
Edison left the structures standing rather than to remove them. And so now, because they're getting sued for gazillions, they're actually removing Tower 208, which they say may have their Pedro Pizarro, who is Edison International's chief executive, has now said Tower 208 may have become re-energized through a phenomenon called induction, in which the electromagnetic field of a nearby active line re-energizes an idle line. That's the leading theory in their investigation into what caused the fire of a line that should have been Tower 208, that should have been taken down after the damage in 1971. So just a quick little FYI on that. We forgot about it, but we definitely wanted to talk about that. So now that we have, ta-da, there you go.
Okay, so we have now gone on longer than, well, we've never gone longer than we've ever gone. I think the other day we were almost on for 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah, that was cool. But we appreciate you guys staying along here. I don't see any other comments. So we're going to go ahead and say, what does Tony say?
I always say toodles.
Toodles. And I'm going to say, and Jamal's going to get this one. We usually say zippity-doo-dah, bye-bye, because that was from Dave Chappelle when his white counterpart was like, he said, all right, then, peace. And so he wanted to have something to say that, zippity-doo-dah, bye-bye.
And that would have been it.
That was funny.
Zippity-doo-dah.
All right, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow.
Toodles.